LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, TV shows. If it's geeky, if it's nerdy, I love to talk about it right here. Right now, I want to talk about the season finale of The Walking Dead Season 10. You guys all know, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, that I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead. And I am not one of the people who jumped off during All Out War. I loved All Out War. I thought All Out War was great. Negan is such a good character for TV, and I just loved the whole arc. And I love Negan. I do. I think he's such a good character. And the season 10 finale just really drove that home for me. Like, I was in a comment section on social media the other day where people were talking about the season 10 finale, and there were people who were like, I still can't forgive Negan for what he did to Glenn and what he did to Abraham. And dude, I've forgiven. Water under the bridge. You're good, man. You're good. I don't know. I just think that the character has grown so much, and he's come such a long way, and he's evolved. And that's one of the things I love about The Walking Dead is just they allow their characters to evolve over time. And Negan has certainly done that. The way that him and Daryl were able to take on Beta there at the end, and Beta's ultimate demise was perfect. He was in lots of ways the embodiment of what a Whisperer was, and the way that he met his end, as you would expect a Whisperer to, not screaming, not yelling, but in a whisper. It was phenomenal. But let's talk about some of the weak stuff in the episode, because yeah, I love the Negan stuff, I love the Daryl stuff, I love the Judas stuff. I mean, all this stuff was just great. The Beta stuff, but there was weakness in this episode. The whole idea of covering themselves in guts and going through the walkers again, I'm getting a little bored of it. I'm getting bored of that escape plan. We've seen it. We've seen it go right. We've seen it go wrong. Guys, we've seen it. And I'm bored of that mode of transporting through the walkers. And I hope we're just about done using that as a get out of jail free card. Yeah. I just didn't care for that. I didn't care for Eugene and Ezekiel and Princess. I didn't care for their storyline and what was happening there. I love seeing the Commonwealth stormtroopers come out at the end, and I love how comic accurate they all looked. But again, the story was kind of boring. I'm to the point now in The Walking Dead, or at least in this season, I'm to the point where if Negan's not on screen, if Daryl's not on screen, if Carol's not on screen, or if, I mean, it's too late now. I mean, but if Beta or Alpha was not on screen, I just wasn't interested. And so that means that the journey that Eugene and this squad was taking to the Commonwealth, I just wasn't interested in it. Now, like I said, this was definitely the minority of the episode. It wasn't Eugene wasn't in it much, but it was enough that I was kind of bored during those sections. But guys, I gotta tell you, Season 9 of The Walking Dead was great. If you are somebody who checked out during All Out War, I'm telling you, hop back in Season 9, watch Season 9 and Season 10, you're gonna have a lot of fun. A lot of fun, because the walkers come back as a threat. You know, during All Out War, it was almost like the walkers weren't even really the threat anymore. And they weren't. Negan was the threat. But Walking Dead kind of comes back in Season 9 with, okay, the Whisperers are the bad guys, but the Whisperers, because of their mode of travel and their mode of operations, the walkers are now a threat again. So I just really like that whole component of the Whispers, and I really think that the Whispers, Alpha, Beta, and Negan's journey to the light side, I feel like all that really breathed some much needed life into The Walking Dead. So much needed life that I'm not certain that Walking Dead World Beyond is going to breathe. I'm going to talk about Walking Dead World Beyond in a separate video, but I'm just not sure if it's going to be able to do it. But yeah, I liked the season finale. There was some weakness to it. It did feel a little familiar. It felt like the stakes were all very low, and other than Beta meeting his end, I just didn't feel like there was any real payoff to it. I liked it. I liked the episode, but I just didn't feel like there's any real payoff. The payoff for me was probably Carol ready for her story to come to an end, and Lydia deciding, no, I've decided that I'm gonna stop this from happening. That was probably the climax of the episode, but it was kind of anticlimactic. So I know that we're getting near the end of The Walking Dead's main series. I think that there's one more 16 episode season left, so season 11 will be 16 episodes, and I think there's like an 8 episode bridge that's going to connect season 10 to season 11. So there's like 24 more episodes coming. So I mean, honestly, that's like a year and a half of Walking Dead that we still have coming in the main series. Whenever they get around to filming it and releasing it. And then we have the rest of World Beyond, and then we have the movies. So there's still a lot of Walking Dead to come. And that's good, because I just felt like this was very anticlimactic. I do think Negan and Lydia are going to split. I don't think either one of them are going to feel really at home in Alexandria or welcomed at Alexandria. And I think that's going to be the end of their story. I hope it's not. Because I really want to see Negan interact with Rick again after he's made his after he's grown, and I wouldn't say he's grown to a leader in Alexandria, but after he's kind of worked his way into Alexandria as a citizen instead of a prisoner. I'd like to see Rick's reaction to that, and we're gonna see Maggie's reaction soon, I'm sure. Maggie was in this episode. It was more of an extended cameo. So definitely be anxious to see what she's been doing all this time. Has she been in Commonwealth? Is Georgie the Pam character from the comics? So there's a lot of questions that haven't been answered yet that I'm definitely very curious about. But I like this episode. It just didn't feel like a season finale. It didn't feel like a season finale to me. It just felt like it almost felt like a season premiere. And maybe that's just a result of the long wait that we've had. But either way, guys, it was a decent episode, and definitely whet my appetite for more Walking Dead. Can't wait till it's back. I have a feeling it's going to be a while, though. But what did you guys think of the finale of The Walking Dead Season 10? What did you guys think of the Whisper War coming to its conclusion, and Negan and Daryl facing off against Beta? Even if that was a little anticlimactic, it was still fun to see. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for joining me here, guys. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, I appreciate your presence here at the Oki Review, where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff we love to talk about. Until next time, we'll see you later.